Players got their first taste of portable anti-gravity racing when Wipeout Pure was released at the PSP's launch. 3 years have passed, and now Studio Liverpool has had time to polish the experience and craft a new installment in the futuristic racing franchise. Speeding in from the 23rd century, Wipeout Pulse brings high-speed racing back to the PSP with new tracks, high explosives, and full online play. Rather than simply running you through a linear series of courses, the main campaign mode in Pulse mixes multiple race types together in honeycombed menus called grids. Completing one event in a grid unlocks the surrounding cells, and earning points in those events gives you access to the next grid with an all-new set of challenges. There are 7 event types in all, including standard single races, tournaments, and time trials. The Eliminator events from Wipeout 3 return, letting you blast away opponents until you've annihilated a set number of cars, and zone races test your ability to survive lap after lap at ever-increasing speeds. When you're not working your way through the campaign, you can visit the race box to set up a custom race or build your own grid. One big addition over the previous title is the inclusion of online play. While the event types are limited to races and tournaments, you can rub thrusters with up to 7 other players, set speed classes, and turn weapons on or off. You can also download new vehicle skins directly to your PSP, and you can use a PC to create your own designs on the official website. The game also promises new tracks and vehicles for download, but they're currently only available to European players, and the packs are relatively expensive for a minimal amount of content. Track variety in Wipeout Pulse feels a bit lacking, largely because the majority of courses have to be unlocked at a snail's pace. Only 3 tracks are available when you begin, and the 9 additional locations are slowly introduced as you progress through each grid. You can't select a course in the race box or online modes until you've unlocked it in the campaign first, which puts a bit of a damper on things. While you may be looking at the same few roads for the first leg of the experience, Wipeout Pulse still has tons of objectives and several ways to play, and the interdisciplinary grid system ensures that players master every nuance of the game.
Race complete.
Futuristic racers are a tough breed. There has to be a high sense of speed, tight controls to match, and courses that feel more like roller coasters than racetracks. Many competitors have come and gone, but the Wipeout series is one of the few that has endured for over a decade, refining every detail along the way. With turns blazing towards you at over 500 kilometers per hour, mastering the unique physics of these vehicles is absolutely key to your success. You need to learn how to feather the directional pad, when to use the left and right air brakes, and when it's best to let off the gas. It can be a little challenging at first, but it's one of those games that once you get it, you've got it. Perfecting a line through each track isn't as simple as staying off the guardrails, though. You'll also need to hit the easily missed boost pads along the way and snag items that appear during race events. The weapons and other items you can pick up make a huge difference in a race. Rockets and missiles let you take out opponents in front of you, while bombs and mines let guys stay off your back. Shields protect you from the fray, autopilot lets you hand tricky turns over to the computer, and Quake clears away the pack in front of you with powerful shockwaves. Not only are items great for offense, but if you're getting hammered by opponents, you can also absorb them to refill your shield gauge. 2 new weapons are restricted to Eliminator events: the Shuriken, which ricochets from rail to rail, and the Repulsor, which emits a radial blast from your vehicle. The contrast between race events and time trials can be extreme at times, allowing for a nice change of pace as you progress through the grids. Crowded racetracks often become chaotic, with 8 racers firing off weapons, and a well-placed blast can be all that separates the winners and losers. With time trials, it's just you and the road, so you can zone out to the music and go for a smooth, unbroken race line. Wipeout Pulse can be a little intimidating at first, but once you have the handling down, you'll be able to enjoy the well-balanced power-ups, winding tracks, and breakneck speed that make for a riotous racing experience. Wipeout Pulse is one of those titles that makes you appreciate just how good games can look on the PSP. Textures are sharp and clean, and there are a lot of structures and machines in the background to increase the sense of speed. The frame rate never falters, and you won't have to tolerate any annoying pop-up. In true Wipeout tradition, the soundtrack features a number of suitable electronic beats from groups like Aphex Twin and Kraftwerk. If you have different tastes, the game also supports playback for up to 30 MP3s, although the transfer process is far from intuitive, and we had problems getting some of the files to work. Wipeout Pulse is another solid entry in the series, continuing to scream by with fantastic production values, tight controls, lots of objectives, and above all, an intense sense of speed. Its biggest weakness lies in the time it takes to unlock a decent number of courses, but fans willing to look past that should strap in and hang on.